Some breaking news here with regards to one of our Wonderkid players at the club, and I'm talking about Ethan Nwaneri. He has agreed to stay at Arsenal, and this is a big deal for Arsenal as regards tying down some of their best prospects at the club. Now, Nwaneri famously came on to the pitch. It was Brentford away in September of 2022, and became, at that time, the youngest ever Arsenal player, the youngest ever player, in fact, to play in the Premier League, and he was only 15 years old. And came on and at 15 looked comfortable. That was the thing about it. He didn't have a long on the pitch, but looked comfortable. He's considered as one of the hottest prospects out of the Arsenal Academy at Hale End, and not just Hale End. He's considered around the country as one of the hottest young players in English football, the midfielder. Now, he'd reached a stage, and this is the stage when you're a young player, where you've got to sign a scholarship and sign on to the club, you know, that you are going to be with on a permanent basis. And he was wanted by a whole host of clubs. Manchester City were after him. Chelsea were after him. And the report was that both of those clubs had put in better offers financially than Arsenal. But I can tell you that he has chosen to stay at Arsenal, and this is a big coup for Arsenal. David Ornstein said Ethan Nwaneri has committed his future to Arsenal by signing scholarship terms plus agreeing a pro deal when he turns 17. There was major interest from other clubs, but the 16-year-old never wanted to leave. He's a lifelong Arsenal fan, Islington born and bred, and it's a huge boost for the Gunners, and I agree with that 100%. Fabrizio Romano also tweeted out, understand that Arsenal are now increasingly confident to keep the 2007-born gem, Ethan Nwaneri, at the club. New deal almost agreed despite top clubs' interests. Club sources confirm a plan to get it done soon. Talks advancing and progressing, and they're just waiting for it to be signed. And then he followed that up by saying, Ethan Nwaneri and Arsenal together for the future. As revealed earlier today, he's going to sign a contract very soon. Great news for Arsenal. Big news for Arsenal, because, as I said, he was wanted by all the top clubs in this country. He was wanted by clubs abroad, Borussia Dortmund and all that was showing an interest in him. But he has decided to stay at Arsenal. Now, you all remember that time when he came on at 15, and there was at the time, I think it was some journalists saying, oh, Arsenal, you know, which journalist was it again? I think it was Jason Cundy, my old friend Jason Cundy, having a go at Arteta, saying that, you know, why did he bring him on? It was all about him. But what it was, and what I understand from Arsenal, is that they were trying to show Ethan Nwaneri that, listen, this is a pathway. This is showing you that you will get first-team football if you stay at Arsenal. And it was a very, very cunning move by Arsenal, and a very, very smart move, because him coming onto the pitch with all the first-team players, even just for those amount of minutes, just made him realise that, hey, I can see myself here one day. I've done it. I've tasted it. And this is great. And the other thing about it is that it's all about tying down your best talent. We've seen Arsenal in recent times bring through some unbelievable talent into the team. Saka, how much is he worth right now? I mean, he's got to be in excess of £150 million, and it costs Arsenal nothing because he's come through the academy. Emil Smith-Rowe, what would his cost be? And again, he's come through the academy, and it will cost Arsenal nothing. So it's very, very important when you get a talent like this to make sure you tie him down. And as I said, there are other clubs like your Chelsea's, Man City's, Manchester United who are offering him better deals. However, I think some other factors would have come into play here. Number one, Mikel Arteta. Right now, you know, apart from Pep and maybe Klopp, he's the manager that everybody wants to play under. He's the manager that a lot of players are getting excited about playing under. You can see with Kai Havertz and now with Declan Rice coming. Number two, if you're Nwaneri and you're seeing the type of signings that Arsenal are making at the moment and the type of money they're spending, why would you want to go somewhere else when you can be part of this? You know? So that's the other thing. And then he would also have seen some other players that have been at Arsenal and have gone and left and gone and joined other clubs. And what has happened to them is sort of stunted, their growth. I mean, the obvious one I'm looking at is Amari Hutchinson, who went to Chelsea. And again, he was a great young player for Arsenal, but was in a similar position where he now needed to sign, full contracts. Decided to go to Chelsea. Chelsea offered more money, but he's only played a couple of games, and then now you don't even hear him talked about, and probably end up going out on loan or will figure very little for Chelsea. Staying at Arsenal, it's been proven with players like Saka and players like Smith Rowe that there is a pathway for young, talented players to get into the first team. And I think those are the sort of things that have persuaded Nwaneri to stay at Arsenal. So this is fabulous news for Arsenal. Really, really good. It's all right, signing your Declan Rices, and it's all right signing all these other players, but you've got to tie down your own talent that you brought through the ranks. And listen, remember, Declan Rice, he came through West Ham's academy, and now look what he's achieving, and now look what we've just had to pay to get him. So if we've got a gem that's coming through our academy, we got to make sure that we hold on to him. So this is a great bit of business by Arsenal. I'm so pleased that they've done this, and I'm really looking forward to this kid lighting up the Emirates Stadium in the future. So once again, let me just remind you, David Ornstein tweeted out, Ethan Nwaneri has committed his future to Arsenal by signing scholarship terms plus agreeing to a pro deal when he turns 17. Major interest from other clubs, but the 16-year-old never wanted to leave. He's a lifelong Arsenal fan, Islington born and bred, local, and it's a big boost to the Gunners. And as I said, Fabrizio Romano also saying, understand that Arsenal now increasingly confident to keep the 2007 born, 2007 makes me feel so old, born gem Ethan Nwaneri at the club. New deal almost agreed despite top club interests. Club sources confirm to get it done soon. There'll be talks soon. And they're advancing and progressing well and just waiting for it to be signed. And then he followed it up by saying, Ethan Nwaneri and Arsenal together for the future. As revealed earlier, he's going to sign a new contract very, very soon. Love what's happening at Arsenal at the moment. So positive with the signings. This is a positive club moving forward. So different to the club that we were looking at like 7-8 years ago. Good signs here from the youth going right up. Great news. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget, keep up to date with everything that's happening around Arsenal. All you got to do is subscribe here to AFTV, turn your notifications on, and you will not miss a thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.